Hey folks, Mark Scroggins with Scroggins Law Group. We're going to continue talking about the division of the marital estate. So what I'm going to talk to you today about is where you really run into problems, okay? And that is in the area of commingled assets, okay? So the biggest place that, one of the biggest places that you can see this come in is, say that you get married, you've been working, 10 years before at AT&T. I keep using them as an example. I don't know what the hell that's about. Anyway, you've got a 401k with AT&T, and you've got various mutual funds, etc. in that. Well, an easy way to look at it is, well, I had $200,000 in that when I got married. Does that mean that that is the community portion? Not necessarily, okay? Or I should say the separate property portion. Not necessarily, because you've got to go in and see, have there been additional transactions? And you can run into additional problems with mutual funds if you've got additional dividends being paid and things of that sort. So it's way too complex to go into in a very short video, but let me just say that that can be a problem. So commingling in general is when you have combined community funds with separate funds, okay? So if I've got that $200,000 in that 401k that I owned prior to marriage, and let's say I take that out of the 401k, I roll it over into an IRA, okay? And I'm starting to do individual stock purchases. Well, and then I start putting other monies into that IRA. What have I done? I've commingled the assets. So how do we tell what's separate and what's community? Well, we hire a forensic accountant that is going to go in and do what we call tracing, okay? And they're going to look at, from a historical standpoint, where the funds came from and when, okay? So depending on where those funds came from and when, we can trace it through various accounts to determine what the amount of monies are that are residing in this particular account that are separate versus community. Once again, why is that significant? It's significant because a court can only divide your community property, okay? So that separate property comes off the table. So that's where I have seen people get confused. Someone comes in and they marry someone who's rich and they get divorced after 3 or 4 years, and they think, oh my gosh, I'm entitled to all of that. No, you're not, okay? You might be entitled to all of the monies or a portion of all of the monies that were made during the pendency of the marriage, but you are not entitled to the separate property. The issue is you've got to be able to trace it. So that can be a bit of a job. You need to make sure that you hire lawyers that know what the hell they're doing with that, and experts that really know what they're doing with it, because they're the ones that are going to be your saviors on that to keep as much off of the dividing table as possible. So if you got questions about that stuff, reach out, go to our website to look at other videos, go to YouTube to look at other videos. We've got pages there, and like I said, we've got a bunch of videos on the website as well. Or you can always call us at 214-469-3100, or send an email to info@Scroggins Law Group. Hope to hear from you.